Simon & Schuster Audio presents Diary of an Oxygen Thief by Anonymous. Read by Anonymous. 1. I liked hurting girls. Mentally, not physically. I never hit a girl in my life. Well, once, but that was a mistake. I'll tell you about it later. The thing is, I got off on it. I really enjoyed it. It's like when you hear serial killers say they feel no regret, no remorse for all the people they killed. I was like that. I loved it. I didn't care how long it took either, because I was in no hurry. I'd wait until they were totally in love with me, till the big saucer eyes were looking at me. I loved the shock on their faces, then the glaze as they tried to hide how much I was hurting them. And it was legal. I think I killed a few of them. Their souls, I mean. It was their souls I was after. I know I came close a couple of times, but don't worry, I got my comeuppance. That's why I'm telling you this. Justice was done. Balance has been restored. The same thing happened to me, only worse. Worse, because it happened to me. I feel purged now, you see, cleansed. I've been punished, so it's okay to talk about it all. At least that's how it seems to me. I carried the guilt of my crimes around with me for years after I stopped drinking. I couldn't even look at a girl, much less believe I deserved to converse with one. Or maybe I was just afraid that they'd see through me. Either way, after getting into Alcoholics Anonymous, I didn't even kiss a girl for 5 years. Seriously, not so much as holding hands. I meant business. I think I always knew deep down that I had a drinking problem. I just never got around to admitting it. I drank purely for effect. But then as far as I was concerned, wasn't everyone doing the same thing? I started to realize something was wrong when I began to get beaten up. My mouth always got me into trouble, of course. I'd go up to the biggest guy in the place, look up his nostrils and call him a faggot. And when he'd headbutt me, I'd say, "Call that a headbutt?" So the guy would do it again, harder. The second time, I'd have less to say. One of my victims stuck my head on an electric cooker ring in Limerick, Stab City. I was lucky to get out of that house alive. He'd done it, though, because I'd been taking the pith out of his lisp. Maybe that's why I moved on to girls. More sophisticated, don't you know? And girls wouldn't beat me up. They'd just stare at me in disbelief and shock. Their eyes, you see. All the pretense and rules dissolved away. There was just the two of us and the pain. All those intimate moments, every little sigh, those gentle touches, the love-making, the confidences, the orgasms, the attempted orgasms, all mere fuel. The deeper in they were, the more beautiful they looked when the moment came. And I lived for the moment. I was working freelance in advertising all through this period in London, as an art director. A contradiction in terms if ever there was one. It's what I still do today. Strangely, I was always able to get money. Even in art school, I got a grant because my dad had just retired and I suddenly became eligible. And after that, I got job after job without too much trouble. I never looked like a drunk. I just was one. And anyway, in those days, advertising was a far more boozy affair than it is today. Because I was freelance, I could be my own man, so to speak, and I would keep myself busy by ensuring I had dates lined up. None of the girls were supposed to know this. The idea was to have an impressive queue so that when one girl neared maturity, usually after about 3 or 4 dates with some phone calls in between, another would be introduced. Then, as one went onto the scrap heap, a new one would take her place. Nothing unusual about my method. Everyone did it. But I enjoyed it so much. Not the sex or even the conquest, but the causing of pain. It was after my crazy night with Penn, more on that in a minute, that I realized I had found my niche in life. Somehow I was able to lure these creatures into my lair. Half the time I was trying to push them away, but it had just the opposite effect. And the fact that they were attracted to a piece of shit like me made me hate them even more than if they'd laughed in my face and walked away. As for looks, I'm nothing special, but I'm told I have beautiful eyes. Eyes from which nothing but truth could possibly seep. They say the sea is actually black, and that it merely reflects the blue sky above.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?